Ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to welcome you to the Geeks of Bel Air. Now, the moment you've all been waiting for, the Duke of Bel Air.
All right. So, guys, welcome back to the Geeks of Bel Air. Our guest today is a good friend of mine, Mr. Eric Reed. Eric, what's up?
What's going on, everybody? Hello, thank you.
So I know you're in the middle of this hurricane, and it's raining where you're at, and we're gonna try to see what happens. See if we can get this interview going. If not, hey, we can do it tomorrow or the next day, right? We all know that Central Florida hurricane weather. Yeah.
It's horrible.
Good old blooper reels. So I wrote some questions down for you.
Yeah.
And the main thing I figure is, we've known each other forever. I believe we moved up there in second grade. So I've known you since I was in second grade. I know you're.
Yeah. So well over 20 years.
Yeah. You're my
long time,
brother's
very
age.
long time.
I think you're my brother's age, right? Or my sister's.
No, more Jason's. I think he's a year. What is he? 40? How old?
Yeah, I think.
I'm 41. So.
Yeah. So you guys are the same age. So I'm the youngest. But so man,
You're the baby. I remember when
you. I'm just honored. I'm honored to have you on here. So I'm gonna
so much. Thank you so much.
I'm gonna give people that don't know you a little backstory. If you ever had a friend that will make you laugh, you could talk to, even if they weren't your age, but they always were nice to you. Okay, so you're three years older than me, okay? But in school age, that's huge, 4 years old or whatever. Yeah, growing up to have somebody like you that was so cool, and you're my brother's age, and but you weren't, it was crazy because you were just so nice to everybody, and everybody was, you couldn't fake, you know what I mean? You can't fake your personality.
Yeah.
And I love that. And it could be years, we run into each other and it's just like, hey, we just boom, conversation, like no time has passed, nothing. It's just, hey, and we forget, like, oh yeah, we have kids now. How are they? Because we still go back to that normal conversation that we just talk like it's nothing, and
yes,
but I always remember you like that. I always remember you. I remember that you lived with your grandparents, and I always thought to myself, I actually used you when we were talking about last time. I had friends like you that had amazing outlook on life, even though they might not have been. I lived with my parents, so I was like, "What? This kid lives with his grandparents. I don't know what's going on, but I know he's so nice." So you set standards for me growing up when I would come to conflicts. Like, well, I can't complain. Like, who am I?
Yeah,
who am I to complain about this? Like, my shoe got dirty. So because of you growing up, elementary school and middle school, those are times where you're confronted with a lot of things. And because of the way you were, and so friendly and so caring, but so funny, and just like you were, it was one of those things where anybody would talk to you and be like, hey, Eric. It wasn't, you didn't have a group. Everybody got along with you.
Yes.
Because you're just so open.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm excited to have you on the show. And I know
thank you.
The show means a lot to you with trauma and addictions.
Yes. But
also you're one of the best people on here for me, because you've always done that. Yes, there's bad times.
Thank you. I think
have controlled the trauma. You do your best.
Yeah, I think a lot of times, everyone goes through so many different things. Everyone's life is so different. And I remember, and the reason why I lived with my grandparents is my mom had passed away. was the day after my birthday. And I remember two things I remember. I remember walking into the house after school and my grandparents telling me that my mom had passed. And I remember having to go to school the next day.
Oh.
And, you know, throughout, because, you know, a lot of bad things happen to good people. And it's kind of the, whatever cards are dealt you, that's how you can play. You can either be bitter and miserable about it, or you can turn it into something good and be able to help people and talk to people. And that's kind of what I always tried to do.
Yeah, you did. I mean, you went to school the next day. I can't.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I never forget. I went to school, and my really good friend, his name is Matt Fair. His mom was a nurse who actually took care of my mom, and he got to school before me, and so he kind of told everyone what happened. But I'll never forget, like, me and him talking, and you know, telling me, "Hey, it's gonna be okay." And of course, everyone's coming up to you, and are you know, I'm so sorry, and this, and you don't really know how to take it. It's you know, and I was young, you know, I was 10 years old, and it was just kind of definitely a life experience, and something I don't wish for anyone to ever go through. But to anyone that ever does go through things like that, there are people that do relate to that and are here to talk to, for sure. Sure.
It's crazy because, I mean, like I said, your personality was magnetic, and to be 10 years old going through that, my daughter, she's my bonus child, but that is my daughter, and her name's Addie, and her dad passed away a couple years ago. And when I met her, I was amazed at how grown up she is. You know, sometimes she thinks she's more than others, but she is just this beautiful soul. And I wanted to, one day, a kid in the neighborhood where they lived, parents died. One of the parents died.
Oh man.
She had to go over there to talk to him because she said, I'm the only one that knows what he's going through. And I'm looking, she's 10 now. She's 10 now, but she was like 8. And I'm like, how this little 8-year-old is doing that? You know, it's like, it was I just got into this. So this has nothing to do with me. You know, this is my wife's bringing and her dad before he passed. But this little person went over to a neighbor to console him, to tell him she understood what was going on because she had been there. And she told him, people are going to say they're sorry. Just let it. They don't mean sorry. That's just the word they don't use. They use because they don't know. And I thought I was like, what a smart little girl. What a smart little thing. Because I know that's the word you don't want to hear. But she was telling the little kid that you're going to hear it because people don't know what to say. And I'm like, this is my daughter. Like,
that's so awesome.
This little girl is so amazing. Yeah, so amazing. And I just very, very proud. And you know, I watch her go through things. You know, when we got, you know, my son, you know, dealing with the divorce, she was like, you know, there one day he was just having a bad day. She was talking to him, like, you know, and he came out, and I'm like, you good? He goes, yeah, I'm good. And he said, well, I know it's not perfect, but at least I have both of you. And I'm like, because she went in saying, awesome. They may be in different houses, but you still have them. And I'm like, this little 9-year-old girl is amazing, you know? And that is an amazing. Yeah. I am so honored that she calls me dad. She calls me dad. And when she talks about him, she says daddy. So I love it, you know. I call her my unicorn. I got her little unicorn necklace and everything because I said she's 1 in a million, rare, and I'm lucky to have her, and I'm never going to let her go. So it is.
I'm definitely let her know that someone out there knows what that's like, and it takes a lot to do that. It takes a lot to push aside your own feelings and realized, and, you know, like I said, she could have been just miserable about it. She had every right to. Something bad and tragic happened to her, and it shouldn't happen. She was such a
Yeah.
big person, and so awesome to do that. That makes my
I
heart
know.
melt. I love that.
I know, and that started this in me. You know, I was like, that's crazy. This little, oh, it's so happy for her. You know, and then I remember, like we've talked, you know, talking about things that have happened in my past to other people who can relate.
Yeah.
It makes it easier to talk about. And I said to you the other day, I was trying to figure it out, but trauma and addiction, they take a hold of you, and you
Yes.
stay inside. And then when you talk about it, you kind of get confident.
Yep.
And then you take control over
Yeah.
that trauma. And that's you know,
Yeah.
You know, people like you and people
Yeah.
like my daughter,
Yeah.
that just want to, not everybody can be like us, but guess what? We talk about it. That's how we're coping. So other people can learn to talk too, you know, even if they don't talk about the hardcore thing, you know,
Yes.
something. But it's amazing. And I'm just, you know, like I said, I grew up with you going through that, and me having that standard of how you better bring your A game. You better be nice all the time, because he is. Why can't what am I going to grumble about, you know? So I love it that my daughter's now in, you know, all the kids' lives doing the same thing. Like, well, you're complaining about this. You know, you didn't get that video game.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Seems to be.
so I can imagine it was hard growing up with your grandparents, you know, your grandma, and
Yep.
she was very churchy. And I believe it was Baptist too, wasn't it? It was Baptist. Yeah.
First Baptist Church of Lady Lake.
Southern Baptist.
Every Wednesday.
Very much. Yep. Oh man. So what? When did you start struggling with what an amazing person you are? When did you? Because you kind of like we've talked. You kind of like forgot how amazing you are, and you were just kind of like, but then you kept, you know, we have our days. I do too. You have your downs and ups, but when did that start happening for you? Like,
I'd probably say, you know, when I was like, excuse me, I get my dogs are they're messing up. Come on, stop. I'd say probably 14, 15. You know, you start seeing other people's lives, and you start seeing how your life could have been if you would have had parents or grandparents. You know, and my grandparents, they love me more than anything. But, you know, they didn't want to have to take care of another kid, especially, you know, they were in their 60s going on 70s. And I kind of jumped around from house to house. I mean, I lived with you guys for quite some weeks on the weekends and everything like that. And, you know, you kind of get in this hole where you start seeing everybody else's life and how much better their life seems to be than yours. And that really takes a toll. You know, it takes a toll on the heart and on the mind, and you kind of get in your own little head, and you don't want to leave. And you know, there were times that I wouldn't even want to go outside. I wouldn't even want to. I would crack my door to smoke cigarettes, and you know, you just kind of stayed away from the world and stayed away from people. And because in my mind, it was like everything. Or everybody that ever came into my life, I was going to lose. I felt like I was going to lose them, and I didn't want to lose anymore. You know, you lose so much, you know, as at a young age growing up, and then you try to hold on to not wanting to lose people and not wanting to feel that pain again. And throughout life, of course, you know, we lose people, and it sucks every time, because for me, you know, the things that happened to me in my young age made everybody that I met after that family. They weren't friends. Like you, your sister, your brother, your mom and dad. They're not friends to me. You guys are family, and everybody becomes family. And you start getting upset sometimes when, you know, everyone's life goes a different way. Everyone gets busy with life and doing this and doing that, and you start feeling alone again. And that's the hardest thing, is to be alone and not think that you don't have people there with you and for you, and you do. People are just selfish. Me, myself, you know, I would much rather keep my burdens to myself than put them on somebody else, because I'm here to help people. I'm not here to make people feel worse. I feel, you know, and that's not fair. It's not fair to myself or other people, because everybody needs somebody. Everybody needs that shoulder to cry on, and that person to talk to. And thankfully I kind of got out of that rut in my life. And, you know, I'm 41 years old now, and this is, you know, 30 some odd years ago my mom passed. I still think about it. I still think that I'm alone, and I know that I'm not. And, you know, you with your podcast and doing this, really, it touched my heart, because you care enough about people to want to get that out. And you want people to know that there's people that have been through the same thing, and that you're just not alone. And that's why I'm doing this today. And, you know, like I said, your family, you're a brother to me. And I think it's so awesome what you're doing. 100%.
Yeah, my kids always ask my mom who their favorite kid is, and they always think it's my sister because she's the only child. But I always say, no, it's not us, it's Eric. We all know it. You could do no wrong in that woman's eyes. No wrong. Oh, man. Yeah. So as everybody can see, Eric has tattoos. Okay, he has tattoos. But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if he's with all these people and he has tattoos. Everybody's like, "Oh, this guy's so cool and so tough." If my mom sees him anywhere, she's gonna hug him. And Eric, I love you so much. Oh, yeah. And
I'm hugs, man.
That cool tattooed demeanor is gone out the window, you know, because you can't be cool when your mom's hugging you and everybody. Hey, mom. She
was like, you know,
she could spot you from a mile away too. She'd be like, "Is that Eric?" I'm like, "What?" Oh, yeah. Oh man!
I always tell people, once you look at me, 5 minutes into a conversation, you're gonna be like, "This guy's the biggest dork I ever met," and I love it. Yeah, right. I love it. It's my tattoos for me, for my life story, kind of just thrown on there. So
mine too. I can tell you how old I was, what I was going through when I got them. You know,
what's that?
I can tell you show mine off.
Yeah, very
how old
so.
I was and what I one of my favorites though, you know, I don't know if I can show it. It's the one for my grandfather. My dad's dad. He had the same tattoo on his arm. I blew it up a little bit, but then I wanted that tattoo to go with my style, so of course I did that one. Yes, sir. I got you. You're a dork.
That's my top 10 best tattoos. That's a good one.
And am I wrong that does not fit my entire personality, my whole life? I'm a dork. I'm a nerd. 100%. I like to laugh. I want to laugh first. Yeah, life.
Yes.
That's why I was like, "Oh, did you watch this show?" I'm like, "No, I like fun stuff, comedies. Life is shit. I don't want to watch dramas like that. I'm good." Yeah. So
yes,
let's see. We got plenty of tattoos. When
I got.
Now I know
one big one.
I know one big one, as you used to say. You got 2 kids. You want to talk about that?
Yeah, man. Yeah, I got 2 amazing kids. Excuse me, I gotta pour myself a drink. So it's gonna be dark here for a second. Lucy's gonna be so mad at me that I'm pouring a drink.
Oh, it's probably just soda.
Yeah. It is. It's apple juice, actually. It looks like apple juice. That's what I tell my kids. It's my daddy's apple juice. Yeah, no, I got two amazing boys, man. Draven. Draven's my oldest. He's 16, and he is 6'5". He is huge. He is tall. And River, he's 14. He reminds me so much of his mom. Like River is the spitting image of his mom, and Draven is the spitting image of me. So I got the best of both worlds. I really do.
Now, where'd you come up with the names? Those are pretty good names.
Yeah, so I remember. So Draven. Okay, so how it all happened. So when Tara and I, when she was first pregnant with Draven, I said, "Well, I'm going to pick out the name. I'm going to pick out the first name, middle name," and she was like, "Okay." So Draven is from my favorite movie, The Crow. In the movie, his name is Eric Draven, and I remember saying when I was so young watching that movie, if I ever have a boy, I'm going to name him Draven. And thankfully and finally I had a son, and Draven was it. Draven Asher. And then when River was born, or when Tara was pregnant with River, she said, "Well, you got to pick Draven's name, so I get to pick River's name." And I said, "Okay, we'll just make sure it's cool, because Eric is not a cool name." I wanted my kids to have unique names, and she picked River. She always loved River Phoenix in his movies.
Yeah.
And just, rivers, to her, rivers never stop. They always go. It's not like a lake. It's not stagnant. You're always moving. And I really appreciated that she named him that. And he is very much a moving force. He loves people. He is kind of reminds me of your daughter in a way. He always, unfortunately, we lost her mom 6 years ago. And River has always been so strong in being able to help people and helping kids in his class. And a lot of times he's helped me. We sit out here and, we talk about her and, we always want to make sure that she's remembered, not only through them, but, the things that she did and how much she cared and loved. And so definitely she is him incarnate, and Draven is me. Draven loves his comic books and loves Batman and Superman, and we watch the cartoons together all the time. So it's really awesome, and they've really, if it wasn't for them, I can honestly say I probably wouldn't be here. And that's hard to say, but thankfully, they give me purpose. They give me a reason to get up and do the things I do. And they give me the ability to teach the things that I was never taught. Love and compassion and to be there for people. So yeah, man, they're super awesome. Super awesome kids. I love them to death.
Yeah, it's funny how they can do that. Like we talked about the other day when we were on the phone that I was 21 years old, a single dad with two little daughters. My daughters are 14 months apart.
Yeah,
so
man.
They're little. And so 21-year-olds were going on my friends were going out to the bars and stuff. And that's cool, but I got to change diapers. I can't. Yeah. So I tell them all the time, like I said, look, you two saved my life. You made me do better because I had to do it better for you. But all that did was do better for me. It made me better. And, when my oldest just graduated high school last year, and I said, that was my goal. I wanted to graduate high school, and you're 18. So, I'm here for you, whatever you need, we're going to support you. But that was my goal, was because I was 21 raising a kid. I was like, she's going to graduate.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be that statistic of a kid with a kid, and they don't end up being nothing.
Yeah.
I wanted it, I did my hardest. Luckily, I have an amazing sister, she was huge raising them with me. She moved in with me, helped me raise them so I could go to work, and just crazy. But it's funny that I find myself like, they're like, oh, can we do this or that? I'm like, oh, hey, don't get off that deck. You're gonna fall. Don't stand on that. Or don't pick that wood up. You're gonna hit somebody. You know, don't throw that. You're gonna hurt them. I'm just like, I'm the worst at that. I'm like, oh, no fun, guys. This is a no fun zone. We gotta. But somehow they always end up hurt.
Yeah, I have 2 boys, so I can only imagine having. It's like, let's go out there and beat the crap out of each other. I don't care. Go ahead.
Yeah.
But having girls, you know, and I have a niece, and it's so I'm so grateful that I have boys, and I have so much respect for people that have girls. Just it's a night and day. Totally makeup and just everything. I just so glad I didn't have to do it.
So I know we've talked about suicide in the past, things like that. Also, like you with the tattoos, you said that was like kind of your way of dealing. You know, you were getting tattoos. It was, you know, that pain.
Yep.
You know, it was kind of like a pleasure thing. But
I always
I just wanted to, like,
you know,
your secret. You know,
what's that now?
What was your secret?
Sorry, you broke up.
What was your secret? What, besides honestly, your kids, how did you keep coming up? You know?
You know, and a lot of it had to do with my tattoos and things like that, because I thought if people couldn't see me, if they could see something else, like on the outside, you know, and I always told my life story through my tattoos, and everyone has a meaning to them. But I always kind of felt like if people could see that instead of seeing me, it was almost like a blanket, like a security blanket. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And just honestly, being able to be there for people and being able to talk to people and help people out made me not think about my own life and my own personal pains, and just always being there for people. There's no greater joy than to be there for somebody and to put a smile on someone's face. And that always kept me going. It really did. It always made my heart happy that I could listen to someone talk about their problems, or if I could give them some advice that I've been through. That honestly, more than anything else, you know, saved me. It really did. It made me want to be able to help people, and it just made me forget about the things that I had been through. So yeah, making people smile, man. That's the best. And then you said it, you know. Yes, sir. Go ahead.
No, you're good. I think it's funny you're a chef, because you are that person. You're that giving person. Now you're cooking for them too. You know, you're.
Yeah. I try to, and I do incorporate a lot of my life into being a chef, and it's crazy is that, you know, when you're in the middle of everything and you got tickets hanging and your saute burners to go, and you don't think about anything but getting that food out. You know what I mean? And that really, for me, that has always helped, because it gives my brain a minute to take a step back and be like, all right, this is what you're focused on. This is what you got to do. Mm-hmm. Get the food out. And then it very much so played a saving factor in my life, is being able to cook, and everything's fast paced and just go. And, you know, you don't have enough time to sit there and feel sorry for yourself. You got to get your ass back on there and make some more food.
Yeah. I think it's funny. It's what keeps us busy, you know, because it's the idle hand. It's the nighttime. You know, that's that's what, you know, when I'm not. Yeah, like I showed you, you know, I'm writing things down. Like we chatted, I took a bunch of notes in my head and I wrote them down in order. You know, I was telling you about the trauma thing, and then somehow I turned a page, a whole entire page about me conquering trauma. I was like, I don't even know where that came from, but it's busy work. You know, that's why I think I gravitated to video games. You know, because I used to work night shift. So my kids would be sleeping. I'd be off, but my body's still 6 to 6. So I would just sit inside my room and play video games. You know, have a little headset on so they didn't hear it, and just, you know. Now that my daughter's older, she would always tell me, "No, Dad, I always knew you were playing because all I could hear was you yelling, though. It didn't make sense." You know? And she always says, "Get that jug, Dad. I need that speed cola. Where's the speed cola? Get me up. Kill that zombie." So I was like, "Oh, sorry." She's like, "Yeah, I just never know what happened on the other side of that conversation."
Sometimes it's best.
Yeah. Always wonder now. Now I'm like, wait, poor little kid sitting there, and she's like, kill the zombies. What? Oh, it's just dead. Okay, we're good. What zombie?
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. That's good stuff. So it's funny that we you know, you say that because that's how I said that's who you were to me as a kid. You were just this person that was so the same person all the time, always nice, always friendly.
Yeah.
And it wasn't like you didn't hide things. Like you weren't like, "No, I don't live with my grandma." You know what I mean? You were very open about it. But
I've always been open.
That's the kind of, you know,
happened. Yeah.
It's one of those things where it's hard to be that person, you know. I feel you on that one. It's that but what's great is it's the talking, it's the sharing, it's listening to other people, or, you know, or like how you set that standard for me, you know. It was those kind of things, you know, my parents and all those things as well, you know what I mean, all the things that happen in life. But just remember my friends that had it and never complained, and you're just like, whoa. So those were great things. So this is the question I came up with when I was thinking about that, is what do I get to ask the person that really...
Sorry, you're breaking up. What's that?
So I came up with this question for you because that's who you are to me. So I was like, what do I get to ask him? There's got to be something I got to ask the one that really set it in stone when I was a kid. Be happy, be nice to everybody. Doesn't matter who, all the time. And that's how you get past trauma. So my question is, right now, what would you say to any kid going through what you did? Any 10-year-old, anything. With everything you've seen and everything you've learned.
You know that there's always, I might get a little choked up on this one. There's always a new day. There's always, God willing, there's always a tomorrow, and there's always a way to make not only your life better, but just, you never know what someone else is going through, and you never know how much a smile or a, "Hey, how are you doing?" or, "Oh, that's a cool tattoo," or you never know what everyone else is going through. And no matter what you're going through personally, there is always someone out there who has it worse. And being able to be there for people and make people smile is the best reward you will ever get. And in my personal opinion, the best reward is to know that you were there for someone and that you were able to help them and make them smile. And that will make your heart better. It will make it easier to get through the things you've gone through. And always remember that you are here on this earth for a purpose. You know, God has put you here for a reason. He will never give you anything that you can't handle. And a lot of people think that, you know, it's too much. It's not. And God only gives those really hard things to those people that he knows that can handle it. And be able to turn it around and make it a positive. For every negative, there's a positive. And if you can find that positive, your life will be so much better. And it's hard. It's so hard to find the positive thing in something bad that happened. But I promise you, there always is. There always is a positive. Whether it be the people you meet, the heart you touched, the lives you touched, the smiles you've created, there is always a bigger purpose than what you've been through than you just being down and out on it. And if I could preach that to anybody, it's just just make people happy, be happy and making people happy, and you will find in your heart that it will help you so much. That's what I would say. So,
I love it. I love it. My mom has preached that my entire life.
Brother.
He never gives you too much you can't handle.
She's a good lady.
Even though and everybody's here. You may not know why they're here. It may be 10 years later that you learn something, and then 10 years later you need it. You know, who knows? But my daughter's sneaking in real quick for me. Thank you. Because I forgot. I just want you to know, much love for you, of course. Before my next question, I wanted to show you something. Usually I wear my Demons Behind Me shirt, my hats, all that kind of stuff. I wear my Dolphin stuff today since we, winning, and right now I figured I'd do a little love. But I got this. I got this for you. It is a man bracelet, but it says Demons Behind Me. Where's that? There it is.
That's so awesome.
They're I love these guys. Like I said, their shirts are so cool. The graphics, their hats, everything. Not a sponsor, just really love them. They talk about things they had to put behind them, the Demons. And this is a really cool group of people. It's funny that I started lugging these people, and they're from Florida, but I never got to meet them because I didn't live there. And then it would have been cool. But maybe next time I take a trip, I'll stop in Jacksonville and see them out. But yeah, so I got that because I was like, yeah, that's coming to you in the mail. So that's from me.
Thank you, brother. Thank you.
Yeah, it's cool too. It's manly. It's not like, the one I always wear actually is on me right now. Sorry about that. But so that was my big question. So
yes, sir.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to let it breathe for 5 seconds. I'm going to say goodbye to everybody, and then we'll do the fun stuff. So the sad stuff is here. You are great, man, and I'm so glad that we got to share those things and talk about the things. We could, like you said, we could do this every week, but because you've been through a lot, we could just talk about the parents. We could just talk about, the wife, passing, all those things. But I mean, we could do a whole episode on River. I mean, just, how his personality is you. It's crazy to see it because I say it the same. My two oldest daughters, they are exactly my personalities split in half. One is so talkative and look at me, I'm so friendly, can talk to anybody, and the other one is so loving and so caring. Get the Downy, get the towels ready because she's going to cry at any commercial kind of thing. But amazing people, and to see your kids with your personalities, and River is your personality, in a person. It's just, but so that's why I wanted to we'll do a hey, see you later. I'm letting everybody know that way I can cut it and then we'll start the fun stuff. So thank you guys so much.
All right, cool.
For joining the Geeks of Bel Air with Eric. Don't forget to catch Thursday's episode with him, talking about all the fun stuff. I'm going to get the geek out of him now. So thank you very much. See you next time.